And when we talk about John the Baptist, we don't hear many people speaking on him as one of the favorite characters in the Bible, but he's very important, a pivotal point. I don't believe Jesus' ministry really took off until after John baptized him. One of the questions I had about it is I have cousins that I don't know, but I know they're my cousins. I have some that I may not know. I may have never seen before because families are like that nowadays. They're spread apart. So I'm imagining in those days, it was the same thing. I don't think Elizabeth and Mary lived in the same town. In fact, they couldn't have because they said the Bible says that she traveled to Elizabeth. But when the interaction between them wasn't like they were family, John when they approached it, when they met each other, John said, Jesus said, baptize me. And John said something to the effect that, I can't baptize you. You should be baptizing me. And Jesus said something to the effect that, you have to, and this is for the scriptures to be fulfilled. So it doesn't say they came and, as you would expect, they came and greeted each other. What's up, cuz? That wasn't a thing. Their relationships, their bloodline relationships, obviously wasn't that important. Their minds and hearts were both set on doing the will of God. So John is a very important part of the Bible, especially when you talk about somebody who stood up and enforced the will and the law of God. He stood up before people. In those days, you become a martyr just like that. You could become a martyr just like that. But John knew in his heart who was with him, who was riding with him, who had his back. So at the end of the day, John was very pivotal, a pivotal character in the Bible. You don't hear much mention about him as you do to other people. Peter and David. David slew Goliath, and Peter walked on water. You don't hear too much about John, but John was the forerunner. That's acknowledged. John was the one who recognized Jesus as who he was, who accepted him for who he was. And I believe he faded out afterwards simply because the writers were more focused on the Messiah. I think his job was fulfilled. He has definitely scriptures quoted, but John the Baptist was the forerunner of Christ, a great, great character and a pivotal part of the ministry of Jesus Christ.